to me. Give it to me one more time. This one. Na, ingnas na na musod sa akong YouTube nak. Lay. Ingnas na musod sa akong YouTube.
Sa kuan sa basa lagi. Good step. Yes, you did. So cute. No, it's not cute. Oh, you look like a Google. Google? Where? Baho kay na ano sa stress kan good yun. Relax to body. I got! I just got wet. You. Look.
Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel.
Surprise!
Ay, sa din ha. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. We are currently live here in Doha, Qatar. And in the morning, we have a heavy rain. Murag reporter ba? We have a heavy rain that gives that flooded some areas here in Doha.
She wants water, Lai. She wants water, Lai. Lai, she wants water.
Kumusta po kayo dyan? Kumusta naman po ang inyong buhay-buhay? Ay, ako din to.
Oh my God! That's the thing. It likes me. And Nanay. Not me. Oh, can I try? Can I try? Like the thing? Oh my God, I brought the key. Just don't touch my tail. It's all that thing for we need to wash her. Why are you talking? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh man. Nai, how do you do that? Like go it to your tummy. Ew. Why is it green? Ow! Hello, meow. Come, please. Nai. Yeah. The eyes. Hey, why is it green?
Do that to me one more time. Never getting. Nay, suja, nay. Para maduha akong kuan. Ikaw ro lagi nag-watch.
I want to show the iPad of the cats. Oh my God!
Okay, type, nay.
Hello?
Mega loud shout out. Sir Glenn Layaguin.
Labas.
Tama po ba yung pagka-pronounce ko sa inyong pangalan?
Papaya.
Okay lang po kami dito. Eto. Salamat po sa patamsak naman dyan. Okay po, papasupport po natin ang inyong premiere.
Oh, come on, let's watch our
Sige po, puntahan ko po ang inyong premiere.
I'm also gonna wash your hands. I need to wash my hands.
Ayan, natamsak ko na po. Tamsakdan na po sa inyong premiere. Abangan po natin yan, may kalimbag pang kasama.
Wait, Tarana.
Where are we going?
I'm gonna go here.
Where? Tara na daw.
Here. Where's Ate?
You're welcome po, Sir Glenn Layaguin. Layaguin?
Nine.
Paano ba yun i-pronounce? Sige po, tinamsakan na po kita gamit ang aking ninja. Ninja na walang lagas po yan. Ipin din po natin siya para masaya. Para masaya. At para matamsakan ng kung sino man ang magbisita sa atin. Ayan po, nakapina po siya. Yeah. Oh, I've got French fries. Kain po tayo ng French fries.
Five.
Hi, live.
Yeah.
Mukhang wala pang harang ang ating live. Malagyan niya ng harang.
Whoa.
I can find it. Oh no.
I can't go.
Where are you going?
Bye. 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 Yay! Come inside now. It's hot.
It's fine.
Yeah. No way. Come.
What? Kang kakaron.
I can touch it by my own when I
No!
Yeah, I did before.
Paakon ka gani, ana.
Yeah, that's what that is. Come.
No, please.
Bye-bye.
Maakra ba na? Ikag kam-kam diha.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Emanuela who? Where are you going?
I don't like to go here. It's so hot.
Oh, then you get inside. You ask them to open it. To open the door.
I'm knocking the door.
You knock it loud so they can hear you.
What do you want? I want to go inside. Okay. I see and I have. I look.
Thank you so much. You're welcome po. Check na yung inyong bahay. Tusok. Tusok. Yes?
Soap.
Ayan, natamsakan ko na po siya.
Mommy, watching it in the TV.
That's good.
I want to see. Hi. Is it? See. Hi. So today, guys, we're playing Super. So today, guys.
Nawala ako sandali. Kasi tinry ko siyang gawa ng something, ayaw gumana. Kain po tayo ng french fries. Snack. Grabe yung ulan kanina. Oh no. Ito tayo sa loob. At mainit. Naki, please open the door, please. Yes.
Mommy, the chairs.
No, you just close the door, please.
What do you think you're doing? Come here. I know you have stuff. Die. Bye. Okay, he got ammo money though, so I'll gladly take those. I'm gonna go ahead, upgrade this, pick up my iron. I'm gonna go ahead and buy more balloons. No, I'm actually gonna go ahead and buy a bunch more.
Excuse me, sandali lang po ha. Excuse me, can I pass?
Go around and get more diamonds, more emeralds, and then by the time I'm done, I will have to fix that. That's just okay. No way, I have to hurry. Get these. Game stop lagging. Oh my god, bro, and it glitched again. No way. Okay, it's time this. Set, generator, multiplier 1. I'm still gonna go ahead and grab these diamonds real quick. Cocoa on over here. Oh my god, dude. This is actually like a huge disadvantage. My teleport has failed me twice already. Oh my god, I think they see them. Oh my god, they're already all over there. Teleport on over. Oh my god, they're getting close. Go ahead, buy more balloons, buy some teleports, buy a bunch of these. Okay, they're getting near my bed. Cover the bed up. Just gonna cover this bad boy up. And the first minute passed, and I have a void sword for my first sword. Let's go. Okay, so we're gonna be getting damage right off the bat. Let's go. What's up? I got a void sword for my first sword. Let's go. Can I get in? Get out. Go away. Bro, I'm actually like managing to like
Shout out naman dyan sa aming 6 million viewers in the house. Thank you for your time.
Buddy, you're dead. Okay, you have spirit. I can't really use this that much. I'm just gonna build up. Okay, I'm gonna hit anyone like this. What's up, bro? Hit you. Can I hit again? Can I click again? Really nice. Really quick. Can I hit someone? Okay, boom. Got another person. I'm just cranking on them. Hey, what's up, buddy? You can be the next one. Oh, okay. Got him. Oh, I got a rage blade for my next sword. We got 2 overpowered swords right off the bat. Oh my god, we're chilling. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use this opportunity to buy.
Kumusta po kayo dyan?
You know what? This is gonna be super risky. I'm gonna go for their
Tambay-tambay lang po tayo.
get some loot for them. They might have a tier 3 by now. I don't know. We'll find out. 10 seconds to get as many kills as possible. Come on, get as many kills as possible. Come on, come on. Okay, about to the next minute. What's my next sword? Oh, I got the toy hammer. Okay, I'll gladly take that. Hey, what's up, guys? You like my hammer? Okay, I have a tier 3, so I can basically probably do this.
Kain po tayo.
I need a few more diamonds off them, though. Okay, come on, we get a few more kills. Okay, you know, I'm gonna buy more balloons, buy some more fellow through. Okay, it's been another minute. Oh, I got an emerald down. I'm going back in to do stuff. Okay, I have like 40 emeralds. I'm gonna go ahead and boom, emerald armor. Okay, I gotta get out of here, though. I need to go. Go up here. Okay, I'm doing up. I'm going down. Come on, just done.
Nagulat ako at ngayon nag-iisa. Kapela lang po tayo. Ni kanta. Ni kanta ang songer. Oh, someone's there. Who could that be? Kumusta naman po ang buhay-buhay natin dyan? Kumusta ang lagay? Nagbitay.
What's up, bro? You're dead. Okay, let me roll for like static 3. That would actually be so freaking OP. Okay, static 3, go ahead. Hey, real quick. Oh my god, I gotta hurry. I have like 10 seconds. Please get me to the bed. Please, bro. Please get me over there. I have like 2 seconds, so I can probably do it.
Hello, Dang. What's up, yo?
Pareho na kasi engineer Josh.
Oh, sige. No problem.
Galit ko. Planting. Ka ng steak.
Hala? Hala na, manday ko. Ikuan ron. Nakalimot ko. Oh my God. Namanday ko untay. Buang limta. Kalimta. Nakalimot yun ko. Ato ako ron, no?
Maybe like
I totally forgot about it.
you saying totally makes me think that you. Wait, no, you cannot forget. Huh? Never mind. You said totally forgot.
Yeah, I totally forgot and I remembered it.
Like totally.
Why? What's with total?
So that's.
What do you mean? Oh my God, guys. I need to go somewhere and I totally forgot about it.
Here, guys, fight me. That kind of stuff. Does not do that much, but it's okay. It's got to be another minute. Go ahead, put this in the inventory. Light sword. Okay, bet I can actually do a lot of damage. I'm gonna go for a bunch of kills.
Hey, dude. So guys, random ko ano ni siya, random live actually. So I wasn't planning to go live. But I just did. Nagulat ako at ngayon nag-iisa.
Okay, I saw this trick that's broken with the ravens. You basically need ravens, you need Zypher, and then you need the Concord kit. All that together was Static 3 and the fire banner, you can one-shot
Kumusta naman po ang buhay-buhay natin dyan, mga kapatid?
Supply me with the fire banners. I'm gonna see the Ravens.
Labuang nga, oy, nakalimot man ko, eh.
Viper is not hard either.
Adto baka ko, no? Should I go, guys? Naman day ko'y appointment, nakalimot ko. Oh my goodness, when you're old. Ay, naku, kailangan dyan ko na ay reminder. Or else, makalimtan sa way ko smooth baw.
How did I miss this?
Last October, we entered into the blood-soaked halls of Merge Mansion, a mobile game with a sinister secret. Hidden inside the crumbling facade was a legacy of deceit, cover-ups, and murder. By digging through a series of ads for the game, we were able to expose Grandma Ursula's plot to subdue and gaslight her granddaughter in an attempt to rebuild the old family mansion. But it looks like we may have kicked the beehive with that last theory. Clearly, we struck a nerve with Grandma Ursula. After our theory went out, players and games started receiving this disturbing message. Quote, random people have started
Love me, say that you love me. Fool me, go on and fool me.
Where she sent huge wads of cash to online influencers to literally tell their audience they did nothing wrong.
I got a surprise package from Grandma Ursula. What is this? Oh, you didn't see that. Grandma isn't hiding anything. Grandma don't lie. I would know.
These are all moves that absolutely scream I'm innocent. I, however, cannot be bought, Grandma Ursula. No wad of mail money will silence me. I mean, maybe it could have, but it didn't even try. And I gotta say, I'm a little offended. So don't expect me to go so easy on you today, Meemaw. Your new slate of ads doesn't fool me. I see right through your plan. And soon everyone is gonna know what's hiding in the basement of that mansion.
Pretend that you love me.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory.
Go
Where all our
on and
secrets are
fool
hiding
me.
just behind that subscribe button. Click it, see what you find. Man, everything is getting a live-action remake these days. Avatar: The Last Airbender is getting seen on Netflix. The Powerpuff Girls remake is getting its second wing with some reshoots. Even the Rescue Rangers are getting the live-action treatment on Disney Plus, or at least half of them. But I don't think anyone expected a random mobile game with a weird series of ads to go full-on live-action remake, complete with A-list Oscar-nominated talent. Hello, Tom. That's Kathy Bates? She's a legend in the acting world. I love her stuff. What even is this thing? Well, this thing, if you don't remember, is Merge Mansion. Another game that's with your ads, here's a kind of grandma getting arrested only to reveal the message your next written on a hand as the couch pulls away. You're gonna attract some attention. I originally covered Merge Mansion back last year, and not gonna lie, it was a pretty solid theory. Take the assortment of ads and put them together to make some sort of cohesive story. It felt like a one-and-done video. We're done hearing about Merge Mansion, but boy was I wrong. In that episode, I made a joke about how Merge Mansion solved
Lipatan niya akong anak ko sa
said, hold my beer. Well, Merge Mansion solved. On my video, it said, hold my second even bigger. Beer. Over the last few months, the Game Theory subreddit and my Twitter feed at MattPatTT, by the way, have been absolutely flooded by you guys sending me the latest ads for the game. And wow, did these things get a full-on glow-up. Gone are the characters ripped straight out of the B-movie, and in are live-action shorts filmed in a real mansion with real secret passageways. So let's figure out what these new videos have added to the story. Was my theory right, or is there something even more dark and twisted going on? Spoiler alert. In case you didn't watch the last episode, let me give you a quick recap to see where we left off these kooky characters based on the theory. Basically, our hero gets left with the hello. He runs home to make an escape, but Grandma Ursula follows him, burns the house down with him still inside, and then consoles her heartbroken granddaughter. Grandma gives Maddie the old rundown family mansion, using her to get it fixed before it's demolished by the city inspector. In the end, Grandma Ursula is caught for her crimes and is carted off to jail, but not for too long. The last we see of her, Ursula tricks Maddie into bringing her Grandma Pie that has a file hidden inside to help her break out of the prison bars. And that's it, or at least that was it. Since the release of that initial theory, Merge Mansion has gotten somewhere around 14 new ads, as well as a bunch of social posts, all adding to the lore. And perhaps most notably, it now has its own separate entire YouTube channel. Ursula be going for that influencer life. Right off the bat, some of the new videos don't do a whole lot. Halloween is just
Salamat naman dyan sa paharang.
Miley Cyrus said, "Come in like a wrecking ball." No, where things start getting juicy is House on Fire. In it, we see Maddie facing down. You guessed it, a house on fire. It's actually something that we've seen before in other ads, except, hold on, it's not the same house. Although the first floor appears similar, the second floor is
Mukha nga
entirely
sinakalimot
different
ko nga
design.
na
And
ako
Maddie
eh.
isn't wearing a wedding
Kuan
dress this
ronda.
time. What we're actually witnessing here is the start of the Merge Mansion timeline. This appears to be Grandma's house that's burned down. Notice all the old pictures of her on the wall, as well as the iconic rake outside. Okay, so maybe iconic rake is overselling it a bit. About normal rake that Grandma tends to use throughout the game and its ads. Feel like that's much more into it. Anyway, Grandma is inside, unusually calm as her house burns down around her, ready to unlock a secret safe that's hiding in the walls. What's in that safe? Well, I think that's where our next video comes in. The next ad in our timeline is called Wedding Day, and it starts in the exact same way the first Merge Mansion ad started. Maddie in her wedding dress crying. But this time you get an earlier that day tag, so you know it's about to fill in some blanks. Here we see Maddie's fiance Arthur getting ready for the wedding, all dressed up in a suit ready to get married. This is actually different from what I theorized about last time, where we predicted that he had gotten his feet and ran away. So what's the reason that he left Maddie at the altar? Grandma. Not because he secretly loved her or something, no, she's involved with the city inspector. It's because he's scared of Grandma. Ursula burst.
Ana lang dahil na kayo makita ng atong anak nitong nag-sleeping beauty.
Incriminated on him, considering we smash cut to Maddie alone at the altar. Files that I suspect Grandma pulled out of her wall safe before the house burned down. Last time we suspected that Grandma's big plot was to get Maddie to herself, and this now seems to confirm it. I don't know whether to celebrate that victory or sigh over the fact that I've wasted so much brain space in the mobile games ad campaign. It also explains why one of the messages written on Grandma's hand in the cop car was "He's alive." She just scared Arthur away. He didn't actually die in the fire like Maddie probably suspected. This is also supported by the fact that of the 3 versions of that hand ad, You're Next, I Planned This, and He's Alive is the version that they ultimately decided to upload onto the YouTube channel. But Grandma never actually makes it to prison. We suspected last time that after being taken into custody, Grandma winds up in jail only to break herself out using a file that we see her baking to a pie. However, apparently for the truest of true lore, it's not enough to just subscribe to a channel of ads here on YouTube. You also have to head on over to Instagram. Oh, it's too much. There's so much face tuning, I can't handle it. Over there, we find some noteworthy inclusions to the lore, like Maddie pulling a Lily's garden by riding on top of a washing machine while asking about how to make a traditional broom. What? Sorry, traditional broom? Like, you mean just a broom? Has broom technology really evolved that much? Is there such a thing as a modern broom? Anyway, there are also some hints alluding to more secrets to come, like headlines asking about Maddie's grandfather. But what I'm most interested in is a short 5-second follow-up here on Instagram that was discovered by Menace to Society TBH over on the Game Theorist subreddit, where after we see the police cruiser drive off with Grandma in the back seat, the driver hands her the keys to her cuffs. What? I guess this links back to the whole "I planned this" message that she had written on her hand, but seriously, this whole thing is just one massive conspiracy. Apparently, she's even got the police on the tape. Or does she? Look at those eyes in the rearview mirror. They're blue, and that short brown haircut, it looks an awful lot like Roddy, the city inspector who comes to the house threatening to tear it down at the start of the game. The same inspector we see having a romantic relationship with Maddie. We've seen that Grandma and Roddy have a close relationship themselves, but now it looks like he might be more involved with the conspiracy than we first thought. And that, just as we suspected, this all may be an effort to gaslight Maddie. Anyway, despite her obviously escaping from the police cruiser after this, she does wind up in jail. This is likely due to the ad "Wanted Grandma Ursula," where we see her trolling the police on her motorcycle. Pro tip there, Granny, if you're on the plot, maybe you don't go back to the scene of the crime where the police are. Just saying, which leads us to the main event, my friends. What we're all here to discuss today. You want me to talk about the live-action ad starring Oscar winner Kathy Bates. What do these teach us about Grandma? Well, let me tell you, friends, if you thought Grandma was a bad egg based on those CG ads, you ain't seen nothing yet. Most popular ad, Grandma Getaway, doesn't really tell us a whole lot from the lore side. We see Grandma running through multiple secret passageways to get away from Maddie. But again, if you're trying to get away from someone, maybe you don't use a secret passageway while they're still in the same room as you. giving that statue a purple nurple there, Granny. At the very start of the video, we see Grandma burning the document, but unfortunately, we can't make out any words. Clearly, she's hiding something, but what? In the ad giving Grandma a hand, Ursula asks Maddie to go get a tool from the shed, only for Maddie to find that it's full of knives.
So nice.
So time. After which we see Grandma raking leaves over a pile of even more knives. Chef's kiss, brilliant ad. But it's worth mentioning
should
that
be on Daisy.
Grandma has
Sure,
really
please.
getting her behavior from Maddie. First with the secret passages, and now with the shed of knives. Totally suspicious. Could it be intentional? Keep it in mind. Anyway, all those knives seem to imply that Grandma's a killer, but like, why? Why so many knives, Ursula? Like, are you using one per victim? You do realize that you can reuse knives, right? Unless, of course, he's using one per victim and keeping them as souvenirs. Serial killers have been known to keep trophies of their kills. Pictures, body parts, shoes. So maybe Grandma Ursula here likes to associate each knife with each victim. Or there's always a possibility that she's just really proud of her knife collection and picked up the exact same knife. Oh, it's so many knives then, where are the bodies? Well, over on Instagram, someone decided to ask her exactly that. In a sort of AMA-style post, Grandma got to giving answers in the comments. To the question of where are the bodies, she gave the response of, what bodies? There are only flowers in Grandma's garden. What? Excuse me, no one mentioned a garden there, Granny. That's the sort of sus answer that's gonna get you thrown out of the airlock. So something might be a little bit off in Grandma's backyard. Going back to the live-action ads in You're Not My Grandma, fun little ad where every time Maddie tries to speak with Grandma, she's instead met with a knitted decoy. We see Grandma digging some suspicious-looking holes in said garden. Except, it's kind of a small hole. It's pretty hard to fit a body in there. But parts of a body? Yeah, now we're on to something. In the final live-action ad, Pie is Served, Maddie appears to some guests with a pie made by Grandma Ursula. Everyone is shocked, and becomes even more shocked when the pie box gets open. Enter Grandma showing up in the background with a bloody apron. You can probably guess where this is going, but I'm suggesting to you that Grandma Ursula is putting her victims into pies. She went and pulled the full of it. Who was this during Cannibalism Weekend last year? Anyway, while this might seem like an outlandish leap, the lore really does back it up. Over on Instagram, there are multiple posts about Grandma's unique pie flavors. In a What We Know About Grandma post, they explicitly ask the question, she loves to bake pies. Are they good? And when asked, what are you hiding, she gives a pie recipe. But my favorite piece of evidence here has to be in response to the question of why she got arrested. In this post, she says, quote, one time a police officer knocked on my door because he smelled one of my delicious pies cooling on the windowsill. I gave him a slice, and he was on his way. Gave him a slice, huh, Granny? You mean like a slice of pie, right? Not like a slice across the neck with a knife? This also relates back to a secret blue glow that we see in one of the CG ads. In the ad Books and Secrets, we learn that by pulling a book from the shelf, Grandma's able to access a secret tunnel with a strange cool blue glow at the end of it. Something cold seems to be back there. What if that room is some sort of walk-in freezer where she's keeping bodies on ice until she can make into pies? And any leftovers, meanwhile, get buried out in the yard. So Grandma's running a bloody bakery. Fine. Good for her, more power to her. But then what does any of this have to do with Maddie? Why would Grandma intentionally scare away Maddie's fiancé and potentially burn down multiple houses in order to bring someone closer to her little murder shop? It doesn't make any sense until you get to the one upload that I haven't talked about yet, a pie in the night. First, this one seems pretty unimportant. Maddie follows the trail of crumbs down to the kitchen, leading to a slice of pie, only to find text written on the wall in red pie filling, which honestly at this point is probably more than just raspberries, and it reads, care to share. It's weird, it's creepy, but it also doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like, care to share what? A slice of pie? What is being shared here? Well, I suspect that Grandma wants to share the family business. I think that Grandma is training up Maddie to carry on the family bakery. That's why she scared everyone in Maddie's life away. It's why she's forcing her to do nothing but manual labor cleaning up a mansion. That's why she's in cahoots with Ronnie. Grandma is controlling every element of Maddie's life right now. She isn't just gaslighting Maddie to get a free mansion reno. It's all to serve a larger goal of luring Maddie deeper and deeper down her indoctrination well, to make Maddie into the next generation of pie killer. It's why Grandma's not going out of her way to hide the secret passages or sheds of knives. Care to share, Maddie? In other words, we're doing this together. Welcome to the family business. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the real story of Merge Mansion. These new ads allowed us to reveal the even darker, twisted truth behind Grandma's crimes. Now, if you'll excuse me, this episode has made me kind of hungry, so I'm just gonna, drag this over here and drag this one over here. Boysenberry, my favorite. But hey, point, we've solved every lingering mystery from Security Breach. We looked at this thing from top to bottom. Emrock Freddy, Golden Freddy, the missing body, the infuriating Patient 46. We connected every detail. We called every child a robot. And that's where I was happy to leave it. FNAF dead and buried once more. Except for that time I talked about the potential real-life ARG, but we're just gonna ignore that ever happened. But now, it's reborn yet again, risen from the ashes. With the drop of a brand new DLC teaser a month ago, and the start of a brand new book series literally this week, FNAF is back. Which means it's time I dive back in and cover the one thing that I was too scared to talk about when I was doing theories earlier this year. It's the one topic that very few have spoken about because it's just so darn confusing. I appreciate that probably doesn't narrow it down a whole bunch because let's face it, most of this game's lore feels that way, but this was on a whole separate level. Red boys and mad girls. It's time to talk about the Blob.
French fries.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the show that's full of so much agony from analyzing FNAF, it could probably bring its own animatronic to life. Maybe then I'd finally get a vacation. Soon, my precious. So, you're open, there's a new FNAF book, there's a new FNAF teaser. But before I get to any of that, there's one topic that all of us left lingering from Security Breach. Everyone's favorite massive animatronic parts and black tentacles, the Blob. Or, as I like to call him, Freddy Spaghetti. On that note, by the way, I don't know if you're aware, but FNAF is in the process of becoming a real pizza place. Not real. Basically, they're doing the same ghost kitchen stuff that Mr. Beast did for his food company, where existing restaurants just make extra food under a different brand. I actually did a food theory explaining it all. Check it out after the video. It's actually really fascinating stuff and very relevant to the franchise now. Anyway, with a real-life Freddy's comes the need for some real-life food. And if Freddy Spaghetti is not an item on that menu, so help me, I will write a politely worded letter to their social media accounts and kindly request that they reconsider. Anyway, the Blob was, at the time, the mystery that no one could crack.
Then you've got the Blob as well. The Blob's just on another level of complicated.
With the Blob, there are so many animatronic bodies there that have no reason to be there. I'm going to take a stab in the dark. I think I put Henry in the Blob.
The Blob is just a catch-all. All loose there.
It's in that. It's in the Blob.
But you know what? It's been half a year. I'm done just throwing all our unanswered questions into this literal landfill of a character. Today we're getting some definitive answers as to what and who this thing might actually be. And those answers are going to do two things for us. One, they'll absolutely help clarify how we talk about this franchise moving forward. And two, they'll certainly have severe implications for the ruined DLC that's Alright, so Mark just uploaded his reaction to my perfect Pokemon. Very excited. Alright, here we go. Alright. Turned out so well. It's uncomfortable watching. Oh, why is it? Okay. Getting it under the hill. Sure. So.
Let's go.
No. Put away the wasted effects. This doesn't deter me at all. If anything, this has made me stronger. If you think you're going to crush my dreams with one word, think again. I'm back. I'm not giving up. My middle name is Determined. Patrick Matthews. Determined Robert Patrick. It makes perfect sense. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the show where failure just means another week of content. Now, I'm sure you've all seen it, the devastating blow that I received at the hands of Markiplier. What did you say?
No, not him phasing me out of existence in Space Part 2. Something far worse. He refused to smash my Pokemon.
I started streaming
Pass.
40 minutes ago.
Pass. I calculated everything so perfectly. I spent hours going through your video, looking at every detail, every shape, every color. I even analyzed your facial expressions to gauge your reactions, and I followed that data to a T. And you pass.
Because you seem to assume things that aren't even there, no matter what I say. I have integrity. Unlike some people, Matthew, Patrick.
I refuse to accept that. To catch everyone up, after Markiplier released a video where he smashed or passed on every Pokemon in existence, I thought it'd be fun to crunch the numbers, see what trends emerged in the data, and from there design his perfect Pokemon. Yes, it is now a fact that I have data sheets, plural, as well as charts and graphs saved to my computer dedicated to what fictional creatures a fellow content creator finds smashable. I'm not weird, you're the weird one. We then took that data set and collaborated with an artist to capture everything that seemed to light a fire under his flareons. A purple mammal with a generally rounded face, sultry eyes, long, strong, head-crushing legs, and a suggestion of psychic powers and femininity. And thanks to you all, it had a name too. After sifting through the comments, Twitter, and the Game Theorist subreddit, there was one name that I kept seeing time and time again, with a good number of upvotes to boot. And so our Pokemon will now and forever be known as Nefertiti. Love it. Thank you to everyone for the suggestion. Anyway, Nefertiti literally ticked every box. And yet you, Mark, had the audacity to pass. And then literally 4 days later, your next video was you getting all hot and bothered over a giant Egyptian cat lady.
Oh, you big. Oh, you big lady.
Look at the two! The similarities are uncanny. But no, Auntie Nyan Nyan got the smash and we got passed. Well, I call foul. Or feline, I guess, instead of cats.
Seriously, got that. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't smash it.
Oh, sure. Laugh it off the top
What
of
are
your
you doing,
throne of the
Kuya?
lies. Because the joke's on you, Mark. I'm
Okay.
not done. If you think you can crush me with one word, think again. Have you seen how many times I've been wrong about FNAF? Your rejection just makes me more determined. So I did what any sane person would do. I went back to those same tables and spreadsheets, reanalyzed the data, and brought in an artist to have one more attempt to appease Mark's strange Pokemon desires. And what do you do with your free time? Let's quickly reestablish all the traits that we saw in Markiplier's data set. From a visual standpoint, he showed a preference for Pokemon that were either humanoid, mammal, bug, or bird. 15 out of the 73 that he chose to smash had purple as their primary color, with black and pink tied for a close second. This also aligns with the
So you're gonna have to make a choice.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, the only show that can make a 15-minute video from 28 seconds of content. Actually, judging based on the length of the script, I'm going to predict it's going to be more, let's see, 18 and a half minutes? Best guess. And you know what? That's not an exaggeration either. Today's topic is only 28 seconds of content currently available as I write this. That's got to be a new record for us, right? Theory on the least information possible. But remember, it's quality over quantity. You can do a lot in 28 seconds, which is exactly what we're about to find out. But first, a bit of backstory. As you're all well aware of by now, there have been a lot of content creators, both big and small, that have been inspired to make their own ARGs over the years. And recently, a new challenger appeared. Someone that you may be familiar with. Let me give you a hint. He's a Minecrafter. He's one of the massive creators from the Dream SMP. He wears glasses, and he's rocking an iconic Gen Z haircut. I'm talking, of course, about... No, Wilbur, no! Bad Wilbur, no! It's not about you. Get out of here, Wilbur. Get! Not every Minecraft-led ARG is about you. And your weird acoustic guitar songs. Get out of here! No, today's theory is about Ranboo.
Hi, I'm Rambo.
Ranboo. Glad I decided to look that one up. And his new series, Generation Loss. Now, seeing Ranbu take on an ARG shouldn't be that big of a surprise to anyone familiar with his work over on the Dream SMP. Once he joined the server, he quickly became a fan favorite thanks to his clever backstory involving memory loss, memory journals, and his immediately iconic Ender Walks, where his Enderman half takes over his body temporarily. He even launched an entire ARG focusing around Ender Walking back in early 2021. Looking back on it, you guys actually hit me up a fair bit on Twitter to cover it. Follow me at MacPatGT, by the way, if you want to do that. Even though I tend not to respond, I'm always looking at stuff he says, well, you have great ideas. But in this case, we didn't wind up doing it because why didn't I end up doing it? What was I doing back then? I mean, I know we were busy because we were starting to think planning, but I was apparently busy talking about the KFC console, GameStop stock, and Logan Paul. So instead of covering a Minecraft ARG coming out of the most popular thing in gaming at the time, I covered the stock market and YouTuber boxing.
Not a great point.
Yeah, choices were made, but hey, at least the KFC episode won us the streaming. Needless to say, Ranbu is well-versed in cryptic storytelling and ARGs. And unlike our coverage of the Wilbur Soot ARG, we're not 3 years late this time. Right now, there's only one video available, released about a month ago. For once, we are on the cutting edge. So strap in, theorists, because we're about to go down a rabbit hole of government conspiracy, media control, and manipulation of the mind. All in 28 seconds.
Look. Faster. Oh no, stop. Come. 3, 2, 1.
Have a love for emergency alerts just like this one? Wear one on your chest with this super soft raglan. Want both of them together? Save money by buying the Conspira-T bundle. Yes, we are very proud of that pun. Or you can control the airwaves for yourself with our emergency alert hood. Use the airwaves to spread your own message. The message of, I look and feel great. Also, you notice that zipper pocket detail here on the screen?
Saya akong gilili.
The pocket. Yep, definitely requested those as part of the design myself. I think it adds like a little extra style. Pretty proud of it.
Naglilay. Oh, naglilay.
Lava lamp is nearly sold out. There's only 100 left of the 2,000 that we produced. So if that's yours today before you miss the chance, head on over to theoryware.com to become part of the conspiracy today. And now rejoin your regularly scheduled programming already in progress. Although the first video of Generation Loss was just posted on May 1st of 2022, it was first announced by Ranbu all the way back in July of 2021 with 2 potential names. As he said on his Discord, quote, currently thinking about 2 titles, Generation Loss or The Lost Field Incident number 1. Obviously, he went with the first option, but remember the second one. It's going to come into play later. Now, why would the title be important? What exactly is meant by Generation Loss? Well, basically, Generation Loss is the loss of quality that happens each time something gets copied. Think about it like making Xerox copies at a copy machine. The first one is pretty clear, but if you make a copy of the copy, the quality devolves. If you continue to make more and more copies, more and more details get lost and things start to degrade. And this seems to be the exact definition that Ranbu intended. As he clarified again on his Discord, quote, basically, you know how VHS tapes never record the original footage super correctly? There are always slight impurities in each recording and copy. What Generation Loss is when each imperfection is exaggerated with each new copy until you get some really cool distortion effects. End quote. For a great example, here's a Nesquik commercial in its first generation copy. And here it is 9 generations later. Nothing changed, it was just a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. But you see how information gets lost and distorted over time. Also, it was today o'clock when I realized that I am truly the granddad of YouTube. I bet so many of you are only familiar with VHS tape effects in YouTube videos or indie horror games at this point. Man, I'm old. Anyway, based on the name alone, we know that this series is going to focus on the idea of degradation of information over time. The more something is copied and passed on, the more distorted and messed up it gets. Gotta say, we're already off to an intriguing start, and we haven't even watched the video yet, which means it's probably time to do just that. As the video begins, we see an old CRT TV displaying static until words begin to flash. Don't hide, don't escape, don't talk, don't conform, don't hesitate. We then get 5 censored images that flash past the screen multiple times in rapid succession before devolving back into static with the final lines, learn the history, find the founder. The word kill flashes up briefly over the word find to give us the alternate text of kill the founder. It's short, but it's dense, which is exactly the way to kick off something like this. So let's figure out what's going on, starting with the 5 mysterious images. In the second image, we can see a large room with the Generation Loss symbol in red on the back wall. A number of people with black blacked out faces sit at desks around the room, and one person has a red square blocking their face. The fact that both the square and the symbol are in red when everything else we see is in black.
Hello, mega loud shout out, Partner TV. Salamat sa pagbisita. Bigyan kita ng jacket. Ayan, may jacket ka na po.
So, I started reverse image searching and found that this is a photo from
Kumusta po? Kumusta?
More specifically, it's the very first dedicated psychology lab founded in 1879.
Mega loud shout out.
Experimental psychology, Wilhelm Wundt. I have to admit, I wasn't able to figure out who exactly the man with his face blocked out in red was, but that's not really surprising. It's a university lab. Wundt would have had many students come and go through the years. Some of the students did go on to become psychologists in their own right, but
keep safe mong tanan. Partner TV.
This person is studying under Wilhelm Wundt in the first place.
Thank you.
The idea of generation effects on memory. Something tells me we might be on the right track. Generation effects are, quote, the advantage in memory for information that's produced, i.e. generated by the participant as opposed to another person. Basically, the idea that if you form your own idea or memory, you're more likely to remember it accurately as opposed to a memory made by someone else and then told to you. It lines up pretty darn nicely with the theme of the series, generation loss, the distortion of memory.
Kumusta ka po, Partner TV? Regards tikas mga kiddos. Kitsa manday na. Mura manik si.
Generation over generation, history is being forgotten.
Kinsa man ka. Kaila ko nimo. Kinsa man is Partner TV, murag gud ako si Marlon man siguro ni. Manggod maklaro gamay kay kuan. Partner TV, kinsa maka Partner TV, kaila ka namo. Kaya akong tawago ng mga batang sipat. Nakinsa mga Partner TV. Huyo. Magawas ang mura na ako. Huyo, Partner TV. O ayaw kalimot og ka ng tamsak sa amo ang live.
Spelling facts and rules which will not develop children's ability to think, including problem solving, critical understanding, and creativity. In short, the problem with this new proposed curriculum.
TV. Si Kuan gyud day, si Marlon. Hi Lon, kumusta naman ka Lon? Si Marlon day. Si Tito Marlon, si Partner TV. Na po day kaya i-subscribe ti ka ha. O ana na kay 16 subscribers, Partner TV. Wow, bitanawon na to ni imuhang binag-watch me karon sa imuhang mga kuan, mga ansa ni? Videos. Why it's not working?
That's right. It's not Matthew. It's me, Stephanie. Hi. If you're watching this, especially in the first few hours after upload, you may be watching it at the exact same time Matthew is. In the long history of this channel, this is the only episode that he knows nothing about. And
Oh,
won't know
no.
anything about until after the episode. I'm kidding, this is real. He really knows nothing, and I can promise.
Oh no, you put it back if it's done. It's finished. Manuela,
What?
what are you doing? Ay, na si Tito Marlon. You don't remember Tito Marlon, no?
Who Tito Marlon?
Tito Marlon ba? Katong sa Philippines.
Philippines?
Yes, in Philippines.
Why is he not here?
Yes. Si Partner TV. Hello, Partner TV. Hi. Are you still watching us?
This video is pre-recorded about a month ago. They actually
May
released
jacket ka na,
a patch
Partner
improvement
TV.
that I think was to get rid of auto clickers. As you can see here in the patch notes from this update about a month ago now, it says right here, cap how fast blocks can be placed, which I think is their attempt of getting rid of auto clickers. Which I didn't even think about this, but that's actually really good combat. People can still auto
Ano,
click
wala
on
naman
combat.
si
I'm pretty sure
Partner
this is
TV,
just the way
oy.
she blocks, but honestly, they released this
Gone in the
update, and
wind.
I haven't seen a difference at all, bro. There's like been nothing different. Like I still see people auto clicking, so I don't know how well this works. So we're gonna be testing it out today. Make sure to go ahead and drop a like on this video. This video to 10,000 likes, bro.
Hello, class. I'm Matt Pat, your professor for Brawl Stars Theory 101, and welcome to... Sorry, I don't appreciate tardy. Wait, you're Kairos Time, host of Brawl Theory and all-around expert on this franchise. Shouldn't you be the one teaching this class?
No, believe me, I'd like to see how you handle it. Don't worry, I won't interrupt unless you get something wrong. Or if I get bored.
Sure, no pressure. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the show where brawl nerds like myself dive into the lore of...
I'm sorry, Matt. I'm pretty sure you just stole my line.
Let's be honest, you stole it first.
That is actually true.
If it wasn't clear, we're here today to talk about the lore of Brawl Stars. Before I dive in, I gotta tell you about the new Holiday Theory Wear merch. Last year's holiday season wasn't what a lot of us hoped for. Heck, the last couple of years haven't exactly been a whole lot of fun either. But as we head into the holidays and the new year, it's time to look into the future. So with that in mind, we've designed our new merch with a futuristic space theme. Like our slick and simple Eclipse t-shirt and joggers. Super comfy while still being super stylish. Whether you're going out,
Uy,
chilling
wala ko,
around the
baka
house,
ako
or
no?
looking to blend in with the
Tired.
chessboard. Need a bit more color in your
I'm
life?
not sure
Well,
if
we've
I'm
got
going
Game of
or
Thrones
not.
series beanies with rubber embossed logos and knitted graphics. Plus, we've got matching asymmetrical hoodies, the design of which was actually influenced by loyal theorist Sarah. She drew these as fan art and left them on our subreddit. I love the design so much that we reached out to her, purchased the designs, and made them into actual clothing. You spoke up, we listened, and now I have myself one of my favorite hoodies to wear in and out of the house. If hoodies aren't your thing, well, we've got two amazing new jackets, because y'all know me, if I'm presented with a good jacket, I'm like, yes, all the jackets. This time we've got ourselves the Outrunner Souvenir jacket and Space Racer Quilted jacket. Both are nice and warm and poofy and snuggly, and they both have heavy-duty rib-knit cuffs, collars, and waistbands to guarantee that they're gonna last for a while. If you got enough choice, attention
Tugo na
gamers,
mag-go. I need to go na. I'm
check the
sleepy
console,
na.
use our new Alien Tech Switch case. It's a super durable case made from vegan leather with an interior that's specifically
Bye,
designed to protect
guys.
your Joy-Con analog sticks. We all know how bad those things can get.
I'm
Plus,
sleepy
you get two
na.
bonus multi-game cases. That is free merch inside of your merch.
Thank
If you love all our
you for
theories
your
of merch, but can't
time.
decide which is your favorite, boom! Our 4-channel gift box is perfect. It's got a notebook, pen, coaster, socks, and spinner keychain, all sporting the 4-channel logo, so you never have to pick your favorite again.